beef up. Um, okay. So I was like, that sounds stupid. So I went to see the video to see what happened. And apparently some dude dressed up as Spider-Man kicked a store worker in the throat. And I'm like, and everyone is just recording or watching. Nobody is helping or stopping any of this.
Okay, I can tell you right now. A Spider-Man would wrap that guy up and throw him in the slammer for impersonating him, and B, show your face. What's wrong with you, right, Jesse?
He's wearing the Spider-Man costume. He does not have the mask on, so we know who he
Oh,
is.
oh, oh, he was dumb enough to even do that.
Yeah.
See, Spider-Man
He-
wouldn't do that ever. Yeah,
no, he would have a mask on.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
He's smart.
just the audacity of someone just hitting someone, kicking someone in the throat. Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Especially in a superhero costume.
that's ridiculous and stupid all at the same time. But did you ever see? Speaking of Spider-Man, did you ever see the latest one that they did, Multiverse?
Multiverse. Which one's that? Oh, you talk about the animated one?
Yeah, the
Yes,
multiverse
I
one.
did.
Yeah. Which again had some great stars in it as well. But Spider Verse is what it's called. Spider Man into the Spider Verse, and or into the multiverse, some will call it. But great, 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 great film. And I remember, a little 8-year-old who loved to watch it all the time, and I was always like, multiverse. We never got into that conversation, but if there was a multiverse situation of us and or others, what superhero would you hope you would have been, maybe in another life or maybe in a future life?
Ooh, what superpowers would I like? Is that where you're trying to go at?
Yeah, well, I guess what I mean is this: like, wouldn't it be cool, just in theory, right?
Mhm.
If like the Spider-Man multiverse, right? If there was an existence or a time where we each were super, or we knew someone that was super, and these were stories that just made it into our own life in order to kind of tell tales of stories that happened or existed before. I know it's like a far reach for a lot of people. They go, "What does that mean?" But
No, I see what you're saying. Like throughout time, there are people that are born with superpowers, and then we just assume they are gods or whatever.
yeah, exactly. And or we forgot about those life existences because about multiverse, like some people say, okay, what if you have a different person that made different decisions based on different things, and then created like a new timeline, right? Some people think about Back to the Future, or like how can you make a singular time be consistently consistent. But then you think, well, what other cool universes would there be? Like there was a show called Sliders, which I used to like to watch as a young adult. And they would go to certain time periods, or even like other shows which have DC characters, right, where they go back and forwards in time. I can never remember the name of it when need to remember it. But what superhero do you think it would be cool to be, and or maybe that, like, if you ever had a dream, like, do you ever fly in your dreams? Do you ever think about dreams that you've like done some pretty cool stuff? I had one recently where I was like a very gigantic thing, and it was almost like it had wings, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I always have dreams where I have powers. Well, I usually dream I have two or three certain powers. I would like telekinesis, to control things with my mind.
Okay.
I would do some crazy stuff with that.
All
Uh,
right.
and the other one would be to fly. See, but the problem with me is whenever I fly in my dreams, I always have something, no matter what happens, I always have one thing that always happens. And I always run into some weird monster creature thing.
Ugh.
So, yeah, that's why whenever I fly in my dreams, I'm like, oh my God,
Oh
I'm gonna run
no.
into this thing again.
Okay, so this thing follows you around, or it blocks you from flying? Because that's two
No, no,
different
no.
things.
What it is I'm flying and I always go towards a certain mountain, and there's always this weird Bigfoot-like thing trying to stop me.
Interesting. Okay, interesting.
Always the same mountain, so it's always weird.
Very interesting. Well, you know what? It's places like that that I say, and or dreams that I have that I go, I wonder, and I wonder, like, is there a story behind that? Is there a story that would make sense to kind of tell that tale? Like, what if I said that that monster was a, Goliath type thing that looked kind of like um, I don't know. Did it look like reptilian, or did it look like a what?
No, it looked like, think of it like a skinny Bigfoot. It had really long arms and legs, but
Hairy.
it had hair on it, but its body was just odd. It was just weird shape compared to its arms because its arms and legs were longer.
Got it. Okay. All
So it
right.
was really weird. It likes to hop through the trees and stuff like that.
Huh.
So
All
yeah,
right. That's
I
interesting.
can go into detail on this thing. So it's really weird. So
Well, the fact that it keeps reappearing for you makes sense. To be able to go, okay, like I almost want to see an artist depiction of it. But there's a story right there, yeah, right? So next time you ever get into that dream, just automatically remember, okay, this is that dumb monster. A, he's slow. A, he's not that fast. And you always run to the right, never to the left, because that's his blind spot. And there you go. That's the trick with that monster. I can almost guarantee it. All right, we're gonna take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Experience sheer driving pleasure. Visit BMW of Ontario in the Ontario Auto Centre. Whether you are looking to purchase, lease, or service your BMW, there is only one place to go in the Inland Empire, and that is BMW of Ontario. Visit us today, just east of Interstate 15 off Harupa Street, or online at bmwofontario.com.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
Summer in the Inland Empire. You know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working cool before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today. Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products. We sell solutions.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate many of you for joining us here on the morning show. You know what? There's sometimes people that I always say never be the kind that has regrets. Right, I've talked about this several times on the morning show just in the past year. Never be the person that has regrets. And I just came across a story, Jesse, which we listen to a lot of radio here at the station because, well, we broadcast a lot of stuff, right, and a lot of people, a lot of personalities, a lot of viewpoints, right. Which a viewpoint is a viewpoint until it's proven wrong and or right. Would you like kind of agree with that?
Yo, viewpoints, perspectives and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You've heard it all,
Like,
right?
yeah, I mean, like I do it all the time. I'm looking back at like just points in history from different points of view, and I'm starting to see things that are wrong.
Yeah.
And even though we celebrate it today, I keep thinking this is like, why are we celebrating it? Because we're trained to.
Right, right. Yeah, I get what you're saying on that. I do. I do. Well, this story came to me, and I thought, you know what? It's good to share this. And this particular person, who is a conservative radio host in Tennessee, is reported to have spread a lot of misinformation about coronavirus and even mocked vaccines. And this particular conservative radio host recently has changed his tune after falling seriously ill. He's actually fighting for his life on Saturday, weeks after contracting the virus. Phil Valentine, who hosts a talk show, radio show on WWTN FM in Nashville, is hospitalized and is receiving supplemental oxygen while in critical care battling COVID pneumonia. That's according to his family. His wife told the station, according to a tweet, said, "They say he is still not getting well. Please pray for me." And then they said, "I am at a breaking point." Now, this isn't to poke fun at this particular person. And I feel bad for the family as well that are kind of like, please pray for us and help us. Now, I guess the question is on either side of the aisle. Do you pray for a person who put out a lot of bad information and is currently sick with coronavirus and now probably will want to retract a lot of what he said? And we've seen a lot of that happen ever since the beginning, right? A lot of people kind of bought into, no, it's fake, it's just like the flu, it's this, that, and the other, until they themselves have to face it head on or personally, right? And we're at a point now within about a year and a half's time where we have to say, okay, at what point do we say I was wrong? Now, Julia Campbell Shirley declined to comment on her son-in-law's condition, but said, "I certainly think people should be vaccinated." Okay, Valentine had downplayed COVID-19 and dismissed guidance from health officials about the seriousness of the virus and the importance of getting vaccinated. Now, in a blog post in December, which was days after doses of Pfizer's vaccine, Valentine said he was simply following the logic and deciding not to get vaccinated. Now, he wrote this, quote, "I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm just going to use common sense. What are my odds of getting COVID? They're pretty low. What are my odds of dying from COVID if I do get it? Probably way less than 1%. That's what he said, right? Because people were going by the numbers that they thought they had, right? Saying, oh, it was being overplayed, it wasn't enough, it wasn't significant enough, not thinking about the global impact that it has, again, on the healthcare system. He said on this post, "I'm doing what everyone should do, and that's my own personal health risk assessment." And it's very true. If you have underlying health issues, you probably need to get the vaccine. If you're not at high risk of dying from COVID, then you're probably safer not getting it. That was back in December, Jesse. Now he's fighting for his life of the very thing he said he may not get.
See, I feel bad. It's like, do I make fun of him? Or, see, I don't know. See, I'm conflicted now.
Yeah,
I don't wish anyone gets sick.
No.
But I do like justice, or like, I don't know what the word is.
Well, it's kind of like this. And I've known this because even here on our own station, I've had other broadcasters report me for talking about coronavirus, right? We all know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to throw his name under the bus. But if he got sick this day and or has gotten sick and was quiet about it, would I call him out on it? I would say a part of me would silently, but I would not wish for him to die from it. I'd want him to at least learn from it and go, do you want to change your tune? Do you maybe want to say, like, do you want to have the pride? Like, let's say this guy actually does get well, right, in the next couple of weeks. And will he say, oh, well, I'm still right. It was, or like, will he cover it up or have his pride so big to not admit to it and then say, oh, well, I had something else? Like, that would be a bad day in this person's life, like, of his history. It would be better to say, I was wrong. I'm sorry. And I don't want to keep giving misinformation out because a lot of people do listen to personalities like this, which I always say we have a responsibility to throw out important, logical, right news rather than theories against us. I've always said this ever since last year. I said, yeah, but what if I'm right? Wouldn't it be great if I'm wrong? Wouldn't it be great if all this information is wrong? Wouldn't it be great if people weren't dying? Wouldn't it be great if like coronavirus wasn't a thing? But let's practice social distancing and our safe distance away from people. Wear face masks just in the meantime until I get proven wrong. Because I've literally had people like call my career out on this. I've said it several times. And I say, but wouldn't you rather me, like, I would rather be proven wrong than be right. But here we are. And I don't want to be right. I really don't. And here we go with the Delta version of the virus, right? Now, after confirming rumors, Valentine was initially well enough to report to listeners about his condition. He said of the virus on one occasion, again, this is July 11th, right? I think I'm on the other side of it, according to WIAT, while describing painful coughing, congestion, and fatigue. He added, I'm certainly moving forward, it appears, but not in a straight line. So he knew he was not getting better, right? He defended his decision not to get vaccinated as he began wrestling with the virus, insisting that he had thought the disease wouldn't kill him. Now, before he was hospitalized, he announced on air he was taking the vitamin D like crazy, and had found a doctor who agreed to prescribe ivermectin. The drug used to treat parasites in animals has been touted in certain media circles as a promising COVID treatment, but the FDA has cautioned against its use for COVID-19. Now, I don't mind taking things that help your body, right? But when you have a full-on diagnosis of this, any natural, like, thing that you think is out there, take that and then some. Go get the necessary help from the doctors and get the help that's needed. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I can guarantee you, like, tons of people, well, I don't know how many, but a lot of people are influenced by, conflicting news articles, influencers, from Instagram, TikTok, or whatever people watch nowadays, and they're giving their opinions instead of facts.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's hard to wade through what's real, what's fake, and what's just scary.
Yeah, his brother, named Mark Valentine, posted a message on Facebook on Wednesday, suggesting that watching Phil Valentine, his brother, who was fighting for his life, had persuaded him to get vaccinated when he was previously not inclined to do so. He says, having seen this up close and personal, I'd encourage all of you to put politics and other concerns aside and get it. He added, noting that he wouldn't wish his brother's condition on his worst enemies. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway. In the politic world, you could typically figure out somebody on what political side they're on, whether they think it's real or whether they think it's not real. And that's sad. Where did the science of it go? Forget politics. I always say look at world history and or things. And if you just look as a human species, you make sense of it, right? So it's sad that, like, and I get this because certain, and we all know, certain politics really go, which is why I always say I'm independent. I don't go all full Republican. I don't go full Democratic. I stay right in the middle in order to have the ability to say, okay, you guys are right, you guys are right, you guys are wrong, and you guys are wrong, right? So there's never a one size fits all, always right system, right? I don't know how you feel about that, but
yeah, no, I definitely agree, because if, like, the whole party thing is like they're do or die. So it's like either a Democrat or you're a Republican. It's just like, why do I have to choose either wing when it's the whole bird that's flying?
Yeah. Yeah, so, good point.
It's just like, if I pick all left, I'm just going to keep going in circles. And if I keep picking right, I'm just going to keep going in the same circles.
Good point taken. Yeah, yeah. And oddly enough, Democratic and Republican are not the only way to go, too. There were so many others that maybe didn't do as good or became as popular. I know of Democratic circles that became Republican, and Republican ones that kind of like somewhat still stay somewhat Democratic, but they kind of adopt the same thing. So I say just use your thinking mind, use logic, throw out affiliations, and just do the right thing. But there you go. So... look, and I'm going to say this as well. This particular broadcaster, his brother said Valentine wrote and performed a parody song of the Beatles song Taxman called Vaxman. in which he appeared to mock vaccines. He says, "Let me tell you how it will be," he's saying, "and I don't care if you agree, because I'm the vax man. Yeah, I'm the vax man. If you don't like me coming around, be thankful I don't hold you down." Tennessee continues to rank among the lowest in the country for vaccination rates, even as cases are sharply going high from the contagious Delta variant. So